All right, guys, top 8 coming at y'all. Let's get it on. Our first match in top 8, we have Sam Dando, our 2 seed, playing against Dashio and Aaron, our 7 seed. And, excuse me, looking at this here, we've got Dando up top playing Fi, and we got Aaron on the bottom playing Dashio. This should be a really good game here. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. I did post the top 8 cut and our seeds when everybody was playing in the chat, so we should have some pinned messages there for you guys to check it out. And it looks like that Dando is going to be going first here with everything that happened. Dando was the higher seed, probably chose to go first against Dashio to deny Aaron the ability to set up and really get everything going. This man complains about being hungry, but we've never seen him eat a hot dog on stream. Aggro is a robot confirmed. They're on to me. Dave's on to me. He's got me figured out. All right, we are leading with Brand with Cinderclaw here. So Dando is going to lead off with a Brand with Cinderclaw here. Might try to, force through some ping damage here and try to put Aaron in an awkward spot here. It's possible that Aaron has a few items in hand here on turn 0 and that, Dando could be able to push through quite a few points of damage here, really trying to set up the whole thing. So we'll see. Aaron says no blocks is going to fall down to 35. Then we're going to have a Searing Ember Blade for 3 follow-up here. I imagine this one gets blocked. Don't want to be taking too much damage if you're Aaron here on the first turn of the game. Try to keep your life total as healthy as possible. Phoenix Flame coming in for 2 is a big one off the back of the blue Brand and triggering Shuko here. It's looking pretty good. And Dando comes in with a hot on their heels. Getting a Harpoon out of the hand has to feel pretty good. Lava Burst for 5. Dando's just saying, you know what? We're going to push as much damage as we can. No arsenals. We don't need them. We're getting in there. We're getting aggressive. Dando puts Aaron all the way down to 30, calling that he had a no block in hand or a card that Aaron just didn't want to give up here. So we're seeing a Fast and Furious come in for 3. Automatically, we got our Fast and Furious coming in for 3 here. No item off the top of the deck. And there's now 2 Pulse Wave Harpoons gone out of Aaron's deck, all ready to start our game. We do have a backup Protocol Red, though, here that we use our Spark of Genius to go search for. So Aaron trying to, cobble some things together, put stuff together with a blue in hand. We could end up with another 0 to 60, or I'm sorry, a Fast and Furious to be able to throw here. Or we might be looking at getting the Pulse Wave Harpoon back. He gets the Twin Drive, looking to try and set up a potential, oh no, we're just going in now. 2 boosts. Is there any shot he has the max V in hand? Is there any shot? Boom Grenade off the top of the deck from Dio, cranking it, and a maximum velocity. Oh my gosh, Aaron, all gas, no brakes, saying, Dando, that's fine. You can throw as much damage as you want at me on turn 0. I'm going to put you down to 19 on my turn, and then I'm still going to be able to throw the Symbiosis shot. Dando falls down to 17. There's been 1 turn, folks, and it's 17 to 30. It's going to be a quick one. Make sure you stick around. You're not going to want to miss it. Oath of Loyalty, a great starter here for Dando, really trying to put the pressure on, trying to get back into the game, really start being aggressive and pushing back here. This is starting to look pretty good here for, I'm not going to say it's looking pretty good, but Dando, obviously could have a pretty big turn back here. It's also very, very possible that Mask of the Pouncing Lynx is really going to be able to get Dando into this turn and really set everything up. We do see Aaron block with Crown of Providence and the Teklo Foundry Heart here to try and save some life. Now, Brand with Cinderclaw coming across for 3. I have to imagine that unless Aaron's hand is just terrible, there's going to be no blocks here. Brand with Cinderclaw lining it up for the Fire Tenant Strike first to be able to make this happen. Looking good here. The Brand with Cinderclaw really turning on this turn and enabling it all to work, even through the Oath of Loyalty here. Phoenix Flame for 2 because of that Fire Tenant Strike first. Aaron willing to go down to 22 here, it looks like. I imagine this is going to be no blocks here. Aaron looking to fall down to 22, I imagine. Might be a little bit of lag on my end, but there's definitely a little bit of thinking here. Maybe Dando's paused to consider whether he wants to throw the last card in his hand or maybe try to set up a 5-card hand for next turn. Mask of the Pouncing Lynx does break here, and we're seeing Lava Burst. Burning Blade Dance, again, being another massive hit, being for 3, and then Lava Burst for 6 because of Shuko, putting Aaron all the way down to 13. This has been an insane game so far. Aaron leads with the red boom grenade into the T-bone. I imagine Dando debating if he can take the boom grenade damage and still crash back to be able to put Aaron on the back foot enough. With Tunic coming up next turn, it's very plausible that Dando could go double Searing Ember Blade and just be able to do enough damage to where it won't matter. Gonna take 6, fall to 11. Being at 11 with Aaron still having 2 cards in hand isn't necessarily the scariest thing in the world, but there is some consideration here because now you're losing the battle. Aaron banishing 2 blues off the top of his deck cards he definitely did not want to see, just churning through his deck, looking for an item here. One thing that is funny, I do not think that Dando decided to make this play, but Dando did make the comment before the game. He said, "Can I fatigue you?" He said, "Is it possible for me to fatigue you?" Joking, thinking that it might have been an option for Dando to try and fatigue him here and really try to just run Aaron out of cards. Aaron puts the Cerebellum Processor into play and then attacks with the Symbiosis Shot for 2. Dando having 4 cards here when Aaron's at, 13 is pretty scary. I kind of thought we were going to see the Accelerator to be able to draw a card off the Processor. Wow. Spreading Flames. What a way to start a turn. Your opponent's at 13 and you basically start on an Art of War. Absolutely crazy. Leading on the Spreading Flames here, really forcing Aaron to make some early decisions here early on in this turn. There could be a world where Aaron is looking at using the Adaptive Plating this turn to just block efficiently and try to stay in a good spot. Not sure if that's going to be the play that Aaron's going to try and make here, but if he does, it would be giving up one of the more powerful items that he has in his deck just to be able to preserve some life. We get a blue block from hand here. So Aaron realizing he probably needs to be saving some life here, just trying not to fall all the way down low enough, dying to an Ancestral Empowerment, possibly a Razor Reflex. Any of the above cards could be a nice reaction from Dando that could end this game. Now, I don't personally think that Dando is on Razor Reflex in his list, but it is something that is playable from that side of the board and could be a really good card at closing the game out, kind of like a haha, I gotcha out of nowhere. Dando kind of taking a moment, thinking about his turn here. I'm not sure what's in Dando's hand, but one of the really good plays we could have here is to use Tunic to activate Phi, and then you would just be coming in for 2 here, just trying to push as much damage as possible, trying to put Aaron on the back foot, because the first person who is forced to block is probably going to lose this game. That's how the matchup always went when Phi was a big part of when it was a big part of CC. When Phi was, more relevant for what was going on. This is going to be for 3 here because of the Spreading Flames. Using Cinderskin Devotion as a solid blue to attack with, looking pretty good right here. Putting Aaron down to 7. Phi is for free now. This is going to be for 3 off the Phoenix Flame because of Shuko. Looking to get a lot of value here. So now Aaron falls down to 4. If this is a Lava Burst, it would be very backbreaking. This is for 4, which means Aaron is required to give something or fall down to 1. It is probably a good play here to block with the Adaptive Plating. Even if you're not going to Galvanize, just getting that value there is really powerful because being at 1 means that you're now in a situation where Phoenix Flame is just lethal. Phoenix Flame is just threatening lethal every single time it attacks. Aaron falling down to 1, playing his 3-card hand, cranks a Boom Grenade off the top of the deck, looking for something powerful to hit with off the Cerebellum Processor. Dando very quickly jams the Tiger Stripe Shuko in front here. Seems like a very, very easy play. Activate Cerebellum Processor, Sprocket Rocket for 3, go again. This would be a total of 7, putting Dando down to 2 if this connected. And the last card being a heist is very powerful. Dando must give a card from hand here to avoid just dying, because this is 9 points open up on the board with that red boom grenade in play. Also, we're following it up with a symbiosis shot. So if he blocks out the entire hand, just chooses to stay at 9, Aaron's going to go ahead and crash in for 2, putting Dando down to 7, and then we're going to move on to the following turn here. Aaron has bought himself a 4-card hand here, really looking to utilize and probably put Dando in a spot where he might not be able to recover. Really depends on what we see from Aaron right here. Dashio has a lot of interesting hands. Having to play the boom grenade from hand is probably not where Aaron wanted to start. Although, this is just lethal. Dando is now in another situation where he's forced to say, can I block out your turn? 2 T-bones and another heist. Does Dando have a 3 block? Dando does not have a 3 block. Oh no, he's going to fall all the way down to 3. This should do it. Symbiosis shot for 2. Getting back to Cerebellum Processor is insane. He's going to absolutely shoot the gun 2 more times if he had to. 1 time will do it. Aaron is able to take this game across a 4-turn game there. Aaron was able to put on so much pressure and really just close out the game. Both players' stats there. Dando had value of 19.33 and Aaron had value of 19.55. 19.5. Let's see if we can catch up with our players here really quick, and then we'll jump into another game.
And then someone else said they have another matchup they like second into, but I don't remember what it was.
Mm-hmm.
Guys, that was a heck of a game there. There was a lot of back and forth, but I gotta say, from where I was sitting, Aaron, it really felt like the boom grenades there and those heists were really, really powerful there in the situation you were in. Maybe not so much as to be able to get the items back, but as a way to cultivate those big, powerful on hit effects with boom grenade. Really put you in the driver's seat there at the end. How did you feel later in the game there?
Yeah, getting to 1 was definitely scary, but I did feel good about having Plating instead of Goliath Gauntlet. But the first heist, I think if he doesn't block, I definitely win that turn because of the Cerebellum. But yeah, it was just really rough for him. The heists were MVP for sure.
Yeah, they seemed really good. Dando, one thing I noticed that was a little bit different from your initial game, that we had you on stream for earlier, was that you never had really an opportunity to use Tunic and the Dragon Scalar Flight Path to be able to go double Ember Blade or, set up really and really generate that go again. Do you feel like the lack of hands that were able to cultivate that maybe played into, how that game ended there?
Not particularly. I think I didn't see any Warmongers, which sucks. He got the turn 1 max V red boom right off the top of a 4-card hand, which is pretty high rolly. And then there was a boom grenade every single turn that I was playing against. So, and then in the last hands, I didn't really draw any 3 blocks to efficiently block out. So I think there was just a number of how my hand lined up with his was just very difficult for me to get enough value when he just starts the game with a 4-card 28 or something like that. Or 23, 20. I can't remember what it was, but it was a pretty big turn.
It was quite a lot because the maximum velocity there, I felt like you on turn 0 being able to put Aaron down to 30 was a really good start. And then Aaron put you to 17. And I was like, oh, okay. I was like, well, don't go anywhere. This is going to be over before I can blink. It was a wild start to the game. But guys, thanks for the entertaining game. I really enjoyed it. And Aaron, best of luck in top 4, man.